Traveling and trading, is it really all it's cut out to be? A lot of people are drawn into this industry due to the perception of the freedom of time that they'll be able to achieve from becoming a successful trader. However, is this really the case? Are profitable traders able to travel the world, sit on beaches, drinking margaritas and using your phone to execute and manage your positions and your trades? I've currently been traveling and trading for the last 2 weeks, and I will be traveling and trading for the next 3 months as well. So today we're going to be discussing my thoughts on how I've found my experience traveling and trading so far, what I put into place to ensure that it doesn't affect my profitability and my bottom line, and if you're thinking of doing the same thing, what you should look out for too. What's going on, guys? My name's Thomas. I'm a funded Forex trader. I've been traveling for the last 2 weeks and I'm traveling for the next 3 months as well. And today we're going to be discussing my thoughts on traveling and trading. Is the perception of what's shown through social media the reality of what it's like to be an actual trader on the road? What I put into place to ensure that my trading isn't affected by my traveling, and what you should also look out for if you're looking to do the same thing and travel as well. So I want to start off by discussing the variables and the things that you can't control when you're on the road. And one of the main things that I knew would be an impact for my personal trading, just due to the way I trade, and it may be dependent on the way you trade the markets, but it's obviously the time differences. So if you're traveling the world, you're going to be in different time zones, and there's going to be time differences dependent on where you are. And for instance, I'm from Sydney, Australia, and the way that I trade, I'll look to enter the market and place my orders at the close of the daily candle. And in Sydney, Australia, it's a great part of the world to be a Forex trader because the daily candle closes between 7 and 9 a.m. So you get up in the morning, go to the gym, come home, and you're able to execute and put your orders in. And I'm currently sitting in Malaga, Spain, and the daily candles close at 11 p.m. and I'm personally not the biggest night owl. I'm a bit more of a morning person. And the jet lag that I experienced, particularly for that first week, resulted in me missing some trades because I just wasn't awake to execute those orders, unfortunately. So that's one of the things that as a trader, you're unable to control. If you're traveling around the world, you're going to be traveling different time zones. So you're going to have to get used to maybe potentially, like I have had to so far, executing those trades and managing those positions at times that you're typically not used to. I've had to adapt and keep myself up a bit later than I normally would. Obviously there's going to be nights out where I'm going to be out late, and I've had those experiences as well, but for the majority of the time I try to keep those to the weekend. That way I can focus on my trading during the trading hours, and that's going to result in needing to stay up a little bit later. That way I can get in and manage and enter the positions that come up at the close of the daily candle. And the second thing, and it was something I wasn't really aware of, but it's actually your access to your accounts. So you need to be careful and ensure that where you're traveling, you actually do have access into your trading accounts. Now, I just assumed that my trading accounts I'd have access into anywhere in the world. Obviously VPNs are very helpful in changing your IP to be able to potentially enter into accounts and things that you may not be able to get access into certain countries, but that's actually not always the case. A lot of the networks, and particularly Wi-Fi's, will stop you from using VPNs. So if your accounts aren't available in certain countries, then you just can't trade. Now, as an example, I had a 10-hour layover in Doha airport in Qatar, and I didn't have phone reception to start with, and the Wi-Fi blocked my VPN, and I just assumed I'd be able to get onto my MT4 trading accounts, and there was a couple of positions that lined up which were unfortunately for my case winners, but I just wasn't able to get access into them because I just couldn't access my trading account. So it is something to consider. Maybe have a look through and get in contact with customer service for your own broker to see whether you are able to access your accounts from different countries around the world. Alrighty, so the next thing I want to discuss, and it's something pretty important when it comes to obviously traveling, is you're traveling. So the main reason that you're typically traveling is for leisure, not for business and not for trading. So there's going to be times when you're out late. There's going to be times when you'll have activities on or tours during the day and things you'll be doing that you just can't physically be in front of your screen. So it is something you need to consider. Your trading isn't going to be optimal. You are going to miss trades. You are going to mismanage positions. So it's just something you need to consider, particularly if you do have your own funded accounts. You may need to look at potentially not trading those accounts during the times you're traveling, because you don't want to go blowing an FTMO account that you've spent all that hard work in to be able to get that funded account, and then go and mismanage it, potentially hit a daily or a maximum drawdown limit, and then losing that account. You do need to consider the position you're going to be in, whether it's just a week party trip or whether it's 3 months traveling like myself. What kind of accounts you want to keep trading while you're away, because you're obviously not going to be at your most optimal trading positions and more than likely miss trades like I already have this trip. So what are some steps that you can put in place to ensure that you miss a minimal amount of trades and still be a profitable trader while traveling? Well, the first thing is to try and have some sort of routine. Now, routine is going to be one of the hardest parts to introduce while traveling, because you're obviously going to be out doing things, but have some sort of routine that potentially before you go to bed, or maybe you only trade on certain days and you have certain days where you've planned to go out potentially later at night. But having some sort of routine in place will ensure that you don't miss as many trades while traveling. Now, I'm only 2 weeks into this journey already of my 3 months of traveling, and I came into it thinking, oh, you know what, I'll be fine. I'll be able to enter all the trades I want to. I'll be able to manage positions. You know, I take my trading very seriously, and I thought it'd be extremely simple to continue trading the way I do at home, but I learned very quickly that unfortunately that isn't the case. You're not going to be able to trade at your optimal levels, and you're not going to be able to trade the same way that you would from your personal computer at home. So it's something you're going to get used to. I've had to get used to it pretty quick, and having a set routine in place has definitely helped my trading to ensure that I've started to miss a lot less trades than I was in the first week of my traveling, and this will continue on throughout the rest of my journey. And this is ultimately all circled around your mindset going into trading and traveling. If you go into your travels thinking that everything's all going to be okay and you go in with the mindset that nothing's going to change, it's definitely the wrong way to position yourself while traveling. There's this common misconception of trading is so simple. All you need to do is have a click of a button on your phone and you're all good to go anywhere around the world. But unfortunately, that isn't the case. Trading takes hard work and dedication. You need to be able to spend time managing positions. You need to be able to spend time backtesting. You need to be able to spend time journaling your trades. All these things are important and things that you need to continue doing while you're traveling. You can't just spend 15 minutes in front of a chart and think everything's all going to be okay and you're going to be able to continue to be a profitable trader while traveling around the world. You know, I know personally that I was somewhat drawn into trading for the same things. I thought it'd be so simple that, you know, I can become a successful trader and trade from anywhere in the world and be able to travel and do the things I'm doing now and be able to continue to be a profitable trader. And unfortunately, it's just not that easy sailing. I hate to be the breaker of bad news when it comes to these kind of things, but unfortunately, trading and traveling just don't go together very well. You know, if you're moving to somewhere and you were spending a significant amount of time and you're able to adapt and create those type of routines very simply, then obviously that's going to be completely different to traveling around the world. And I'm traveling to 12 countries in 3 months, and I've already traveled to 4 different countries already. So it's hard to create that routine and that rhythm in your trading that will continue to ensure that you are a profitable trader. But there are obviously steps I've mentioned to be able to make it work, to be able to still be somewhat of a profitable trader, not be at your optimal levels, but still be able to trade at a level that you can continue to make profits in the market. So if you look at taking these steps that I've mentioned in this video, I'm sure that you'll still be able to be a profitable trader on your travels. However, these are my thoughts on what trading and traveling really is like in the practical sense. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe. Thank you so much again. Look forward to seeing you next time.